Okay. All right. So now let's build some visuals. We have few. Let's do another measure. Quickly do another measure. Let's do average. What is average? Average quantity. Just like the name says, we're going to have average. And then it says return the average arithmetic mean of all the numbers in a column. Okay, and that is going to be facts, sales, quantity. That is quantity. Okay. And then we want to do another one. Mean quantity. Going to be mean, which is the mean. Says returns the smallest number of value or smallest string in a column or the smaller value between two scalar expressions. Ignore logical values. Okay, so I want the mean. And what am I passing in? I want the fact quantity. So it's going to give me that. And then I want the max. Max quantity. It's going to be max. That's the same thing. That's going to be the highest and the longest. And that's going to be fact quantity as well. Okay. I want to create. I want to create. Let me see. Hold on one sec. What do I want to create here? So I've created that. Okay, let's create total sales by year now. Sorry, we want to see total sales by year. We want to see, let's do total sales by required date and total sales by quantity. Well, it will not make any difference. And you know why it will not make it? Because this data is already in the past. So everything has been fulfilled. But just for you to have an understanding of how to use to activate an inactive relationship, let's create those. So we have to put quantity sold and then the total sales. So let's do quantity sold by quantity sold by required date. So total quantity by required date. Let me copy the script because I don't even need that. So I'll just do another one. So I'm going to do quantity by the required date. Required date. I'm going to put this one as capital D. So quantity by required date is going to be, I'm going to do a calculate. And my expression is now, I have my total quantity already. So I have total quantity, which I already have, total quantity. And I want to now say, use, you can say there, I want to pass a filter and I say use, you see here, it says, let me bring it here. Use relationship, specifies an existing relationship to be used in the valuation of a DAX expression. The relationship is defined by a name, by naming and as argument or two. Or so I'm now passing that. Now it says what column I want to use. So now for me to do that, I will now have to pass in my required date, my date and my required date. So it's going to link my date table and my date table date and my fact sales required date. So I'm going to pass in date. Okay, that's that column, and then comma, and then I'll say fact sales, and then I need the required date. So now close that, close that. So this is now going to be my total quantity based on the required date. And that is now activating that relationship that is inactive. Remember when we created that relationship, it was inactive. So now it's not activating it. This is how to activate it, right? And then let's do the same thing for ship date. Ship date. So I just copy the same thing. All I need to do is just change the name. And then I'll paste it here, and then I say by ship date. Date, okay, and here I'm going to change that to shipped date. That's all I'm going to change. Ship date. In this case, it's not going to make much of a difference because the dates are in the past. If it were to be live data, that some are in the past, in the present, and in the future, then we'll be able to see the difference. Okay. Okay. So what else do I want to create? I've created that. Let's now create. I want to see the difference now. I want to see sales. There's what we call the variance now. I want to see when I select 20, sorry, I said 20. When I select 1996, or let's say if I select 1997, I want to see the sales for 1997. I also want to see the sales for 1996 and separate. So I want to create a new column, a new measure, which is going to be sales last. I have the sales, which is going to give me the current one. I want to show you the sales last year and sales 2 years ago. So I have my sales. Which one is this one? That's my total sales. No, I want my total orders amount. Total order amount is the best one. So I want to see my total order amount last year and 2 years ago and stuff like that. So I want to create new one. I'm going to say, I call it total order sales. So I want to total order amount, right? Is that what I call it? Yeah, total order amount. Last year, LY means last year. So I will do calculate. Okay. And then calculate, my expression is going to be total order amount, which is the measure which I already created, total order amount, right? Comma, and then I want to do same period last year. If it says return a set of dates in the current selection from the previous year. So it's going to look at, okay, my current selection is 1997, and the previous sales is 1996. So it's going to give me the sales order amount for 1996. So sales amount and so on and so on. And then I pass in, I say dates, which is my dates table, which is my date. Sorry, open up. So it's going to be, I pass in my dates table, dates, right? And then it's going to be this, and then should give it, and I'll give it that, and I want to say last year, okay? So I will now say date, and what's my interval? Come on, I need to put in a pass in an interval, and then year, okay, and date last year, okay, and no, that's not right. Let me. There are two keywords, functions I can use. The first one is this one, date. Date should be able to. I need to pass in, except if Microsoft have changed it, which I doubt. Date. No, I think they've changed it sometimes. Should be dates. Yeah, I should be able to pass in here, and then I should be able to pass in. Let me see what I'm going to get here. Filter, filter. Let me see the same thing here. I just want to test it, see if it's right. Is that new one? Okay, this one. Something is wrong. What is wrong? Oh my God, it's a 12, 5, 6, just specified. It's not supported. Oops. Okay, let's go and use another function. Let's use date add, right? It says moves the given date to specific intervals, okay? Date add. So I'm passing dates, and then you say the interval and the number of interval and then. So in this case, my number of intervals is going to be -1 year, okay? And it's going to be year. So I said, go back 1 year. That's what it means. So close that and close that. That should be fine. And that should correct here. Fix that. What is wrong? I will have to look at that. Let's look at that. What is wrong here? What is wrong? Okay, data. Okay, I think my date table, I need to fix something. So let's go to my date table. Yeah, my date table is right. So my year is right. My year is right. My date table is right. Date. You're right. So why is it throwing an error? Okay, let's go. Yeah. Good. Something's wrong with one or more of the given a date. A table expression cannot. Just specify with more than. Let's go to that. Okay. Data. Okay. I think it's going to be dates. Date. Sorry, date. I have to pass in that. Okay. Yeah, I've fixed it. Okay, so that is the other last year. So, but because we do not have any year in focus, that is why it's still giving us the total sales. So if I go back and select this now, you will see this is the order last year. What is supposed to filter? You see, last year is gone because there is no last year. And let's look at 79. Something is not working right here. We need work last saved just now. Okay. Why? This value is not even right. Let's look at last year. This is the current year figures. This is the current year figures. Okay. I know why. Because we need to split that out current year. No, we don't even need to split that out current year. So if I take this, and I need to create a visuals before we go close this. Take this out, and then I'll bring in, I'll minimize this, bring in another visual. And then I want to create that. See, that's the current. That is the previous year. Then you can see that the difference. And then I cannot do it the individual because customers or order ID may not repeat the following year. So that's why it's not giving us. And then I can come in and then say, let's do it by product. It will make more sense. And then we'll look at it by product name. So we'll come in and then say product name. And then we'll bring it by product name, and it's going to break it down. This is what this product did in 1997, which is the current year. This 1997. And this last year is 1996 figures for this same product. So just to make it better, I'll move this. You have to press it hard and move it in here, okay? So I've swapped it around. Okay. So this is the figure for 1997, which is the current year, and this is the figure for 1996. If you want to see, this figure is going to move to here when I change the year to 1998, right? Because 1998 is now going to be our current year, and 1997 will be our last year. So this 19718 will be here when I change that. And you can see that that's what he did in 1997, and this is what he did in 1998. So you can see that, and then I can do, if I want to, I can do the last 2 years. So for the same one, I can now, because I built this last year, I can build on this one as well. So I want to create a new measure, last 2 years. So I'll call this one total order amount 2 years ago. 2 years ago. So I'll do a calculate. Okay, and I'm passing in my total order amount, which is last year, which is long question about that. I'm passing in that. I'm saying, okay, that's when you look at this, I'm looking at 1997, sorry, 1998, and this is giving me the figures for 1997. I want you to look at that a year back as well. So it's going to be 1996. And we can write it in two ways as well. So comma, and then we can now say date add, and then I'm passing in date. I'm passing in that. And then in this case, I can say 1 year, and then, oh, sorry, and then comma and year. Okay, and I close that as well. Okay, and I can rewrite this. I will rewrite the second type as well. I can rewrite this also in the same way, which the way I wrote this. So if I copy this, and then I'm just going to change one thing here. I just want to show you. I'll just put it last two. I'll just put it 2. I'll just put 2 here, just to, and in this case, I want to go 2 years back. So instead of 1 here, I'll just put 2 here, and that's all. And it's going to be the same thing as this one, which I've just written earlier. Okay. Now I've written that now, and let's bring them in. And I can go back into here and say, which one is this? Last year, last 2 years. So bring that in. And then there's another one. Okay, and this one as well. Okay, so if I expand, you can see the figures are the same. Though the syntax is different, but the figures are the same. So this is looking at the current year, which is 1998. This is looking at 1997, and this is looking at 1996. And this is also 1996. So let's just leave one. Show you what I'll show you. Okay, and then I can take that out. Okay, so you can see I've split it out. And then I can come back in here and then I can rename it if I want. If I want to rename these columns, I can come in here, yeah, right? And then click on, click out. And then I can rename this field and say, and it's going to rename it just for this visual. So I can say, it's a sales amount. Let's say current year of CY. This should change that. Did I not save it properly? Okay, I didn't save it properly. Yeah. CY. Can add CY to it. And then you can see it's added that to it. CY, current year, last year. Yeah. So this current year, that's 1998. Because if you put 1998, you can add code, but what if you change your filter? Like I change my filter now. You can see the current year now is 1997, and the previous year is 1990. What's it called? 1996. And then you can see there's no, like the data doesn't have 1995. So that is why it's blank, because that's 2 years from 1997. And then also you can do 2 years ahead as well if you want. So if, for example, instead of having last year, I can have plus 1, current year plus 1. Instead of -1, it could be plus 1. And that would be plus 1 year. So when I select 1997, is going to give me 1998. And then this one will give me 1990, the minus one will give me 1996. So you can have those variants. So let's quickly do some more visuals now. So I'll delete all these ones. We created some measures, so we're going to use just these measures to create our report. So the first thing you consider is, what is the users? What are they trying to see? What is the requirement? In this case, we don't have any requirement, so I just want to build this from the top of my head rather. So first thing I want to look at is, I want to see, I did not build a cumulative. So okay, let's build a visual to see everything. So if I want to see at the individual level, so I bring in my report and I bring in a whole lot. I look at it from the date standpoint. I bring in the date. Sorry, I always forget that that's changed. So I bring in the date from the date table. I bring in my date. And this one, it gives you the data breaking down in hierarchical column. I don't want it in hierarchy. So I can click on that and then I can change it. I don't want it in hierarchy. I want it as date. Okay, I want it as date. And here, I don't want it hierarchy. So click on that. You should just select the date. And then it gives me the date. Okay. All right. The next thing I want is, I want the employee that's actually attended to this customer. So I want the employee's full name. The next thing I want here, I want to see the customer, and that is company name. Okay. And here I want to see the customer location as well, which is the country. I want to see the customer country. Do I want to see that? Yeah, let me leave it. Okay. I also want to see the supplier, meaning the supplier. Okay, I mean the shipper rather. Sorry, the shipper. And also now I want to see the product. And that I want to see the product name. Okay, so what do I have in here now? Okay, and then I want to see, take that the filter affects that. If I want to see the quantity, I want to see the quantity. So I'm bringing in the quantity, total quantity by customers. And I want to see the total amount, order amount. I don't want to see, I want to see by total order amount. Okay, and if we have given them discount, what is our discount? Okay. Okay, so if I bring that down, yeah. So the total amount, that's the discount which this customer has received. There should be some that have not received discount. Okay. Why is this? Okay, it's based on the naming. It should be that don't have discount. Everybody has a discount. Less discount. Oh. Okay, that's the total sales less discount. Okay, so that will always be okay. I have to reverse them. Okay. Anyway, that is one visual. Now I want to see the total sales by region. And how do I see that? Let's look at that in at a pie chart. Okay, I'll bring my pie chart in. And then what do I want to do here? Bring in, I don't want the legend, the value. I want to see total sales quantity. Okay, I'll do it for both. Let's do for quantity and the detail will be, that's the total quantity by product. Okay, that's too much. Let's do it by product category. Let's close category, so take that out. Category. So it breaks it down, and then you can refine this as well. But for now, I'll just leave it at that. As
Lisa, what does the legend do?
the legend is just a listing of what is happened here, which is like here, this is telling me this color is for this is the legend, this is beverage. It's just an indicator. Like
It's like the key.
yeah, the key, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So here I want to see oh now I want to do another calculation. I want to see variance by percentage. Okay, that's that. I want to see um, because I don't have requirements, so I'm just thinking at the top of my head as we're going now. Uh, I want to see this is a matrix, which is like Excel. I bring in a matrix, and then I want to see here. I can reduce that. I want to see let me do I can do it from here as well. My rows will be, let's do, my columns will be, what are here? No, my values will be this. And this, and last year and 2 years ago. Okay, and I want to now break it down by what these employees have done in the past 2 years, and then to do my column by employee. Yeah, what is strong here? Oh, okay, sorry, my columns by employee. So I can bring that in here. This one, I can transform it to, come on, I don't want that. Here, you see, I have a blank here, which I don't want. So what I would do for me to take out the blank is I highlight that, come into the filters here, you see selling years, because that is what is highlighted. Click on the down arrow here, and then you can see everything, and then you can select everything, and then select the blank, and then it takes away the blank. That's the first thing I'm doing here, but I don't want to have it this way. I want to have it in another format. So I select that and then click on that, and I should more options. And then here, it's giving me that more options. And then I want to change the slicer setting. And I want to change it from vertical into horizontal or tile. Let's do it as tile. I have it as style this way. And what I will do is if I expand it this way and shrink it that way, it turns it into this. Okay, and I don't need the year there, so I can come in here and say, I don't want the title, and then the slicer header, I'll just turn it off, and then I can reduce that as well. Okay, and then say I want to do a deeper analysis. If I look at a year, I can deep into the month as well. So in that case, I can just, as a still, let me just click on that, and then I say copy. I copy that because I already formatted it. I don't want to redo it again. I'll do a complete paste, and then I can change that. So here, I'll just come back into here. Excuse me. I come back into here, and then I change that to month. Okay, if I don't want it as month name, okay, you see, it's not arranged in the right order. So I leave it as month name the way it is. I know it's a bit longer, which we can go back and fix. Let's quickly go back and fix that. And then select date and the month name. I can come in here and then I say, oh, no, I can't split it in here. Okay, let's go back into our DAX, sorry, Power Query. Go back into here and then select that. And then the month, sorry, date. The month, I want only 3 letters, okay? So what I will do is I say split as well. This one is going to be split column. And I want to do it by number of characters this time, number of characters. Then I click on that. And then I say 3. The first 3 characters is what I want. Okay, repeatedly. So that's what I want. And then it's going to split it for me. And you see this one, it hasn't got. This one hasn't got. So this is what we have, you see, and that's what I want. So instead of having the full name, everything, I will just take these 2 out. I don't need them anymore. And then I'll remove. Right click, remove columns. Okay, 1. Then 2 is this. I have this month, and then I have the number. You know, it was not arranging in the right order from January to December. It was just in alphabetical order, and I don't want that. I want it to be by the month serialization, so from January to December. So what I would do is, in this case, I will select this, and then where's that? Now, I think I have to go and do that in the desktop. So I'll go and do that in the desktop. So click on that and click on save. Oh, I've done something. I need to make a change. Let's go back quickly and make that change before I reload. Go back. I didn't name it properly. See, so I will change this. I can right click and just say rename. Yeah, I don't want it even as month name. I just want it as month. Okay, that's enough for me. And then I can load that in now. Okay. So I want to arrange that because you see that is changed now because I've changed that. Come back in here. I want to fix that and then click on hide in the date column. Okay, and you can see, it's not aligning properly. It's April because that's A, B, C, D. But I don't want that. I want it from January to December. So come back in here, go back into here, and then you can see that. And then here it says, oh, home. Where is that sort order? Okay, sort by. There should be a sort by. Okay, yeah. So you see, I've selected the column. You see, I've selected the column, right? I say select that, and then you see sort column by, sort, yeah, column by. Okay, click on that, and I want to sort it by the month of year, and that is the numeric um, name of that column, month of year. Okay, by the time we come back in here, it should have arranged itself. You see, this one is still showing. It's not changed because it's looking at that. Then I have to come back in here. This column is looking at it as what? Who can tell me why that is? Can somebody tell me why that is?
Need to change the name to just month.
No, I need to change the data type to numeric because it's looking at it as a text. Okay. So 1 and 10 is looking at it, they follow each other because they're numeric. Sorry, yeah, they're text rather than numeric. Say 1 and 1 plus 0. 1 plus 0 follows 1, right? And then 1 plus 1 follows 1 plus 0. So that is why you see January, October, November. So if I change this now to whole number, I will not change it to decimal, I'll change it to whole number. Okay. And that is going to fix that issue now. So if I come back here, it should be from January to December. You can see that has been corrected. Okay. And if I don't want it this way because it's taking space, I can come back in here and select this and go back in here instead of tab and make it as a drop down. Okay. So I can now have it this way. It's always good to have the month, the year. And then I can take this and put it next to it. So I can now do a drop down. Okay. So if I select a month, a year, it will filter out. We'll see it's June today because it started in June anyway. So you can see, and then I can do a filter, and then there's nothing in May. There should be sales in June. There's no sales in June. There's sales in July. There's sales in August. And then you can see how we can now begin to filter down. Okay. So quickly going forward, that is done. And we put that in. So we have that, we have that. So I don't want to select anything. This one, should I have it as this, or I can transform it into, it's not big, so let's transform it into a bar chart. Let's look at that. Stack bar chart. Stack one, columnar. Let's turn it into a columnar bar chart. And then you can see for each employee, we'll give you this one. And I can remove the legend if I want legend. I don't want that. And then the name, I can change that as well. So I can come into here and then I say, I want the x-axis, I don't want the y-axis. The title, where's the title? The data level is there. The title, I can change that. I'll just change it to total order amount, total order amount. Then I can take the rest out. I'm deleting. Okay. And then I have that in there. And then I can also change, I can centralize it and then put it in the center. It's got a dot somewhere there. Centralize that. This one is here. I can take this one out also, this legend. I can put the legend in. The title, let me centralize that title as well. by category instead of category name. Category. Okay, and you can do whatever you want to do with it as well. And then where's my legend? I can centered. This is all that you can do with it. I currently, I don't think I want it. I don't think I want it. It's taking space. And now I can, in the label, once I click on this, it will tell me what the product is. And it's called the tooltip. So rather than having to take space, I'll just have it, you can look at it through the tooltip as well. So I will leave that as it is this way because I want to, as much as possible, save space. Yeah, I think I'll do this way. Okay. So that is, I've done total quantity by that. I want to see it by, I've done my quantity. I want to see it also by what the total freight is by the shipper as well. So in that case, I want to see it by uh, and my x-axis will going to be shippers. Okay, and my y-axis is going to be by how to say the total cost. Great. But then no, I think I need to swap it around. Take it back. Take it back. Total freight. So this is going to be my shippers. No, this is the kind of company. It's going to be okay. Yeah, okay. I know why it's giving me the same figures. I know. Okay. All right. Yeah, and because it's still the same year. Oh, okay. So if I select, why is it giving me United Pass-through? It's on 4.8. That's done the same amount. Why? There's a relationship. Give me the same figures. I think that measure, that's giving me that is 290. It's giving me here 6.4 points. So, okay, okay, okay. Yeah, that is the total they have done for, because this is in the past, that is why. I now need to put it in future. Let's look at it, what they've done by product or no, what they've done by customers. In fact, we've not looked at what the customers are even doing. Okay, let's do, can I do my total daily sales here? Let's look at it by the year and let's look at the year. No, it's not looking any different because this is still showing me the same figures, but they've done. This doesn't make sense. So rather change these total cost by company. Let's do it by country. Let's see if that will work. And when we do it by country, that means we're doing it by customers. So let's change that to countries instead of company. No. Okay, let's do it by countries. Let's see. And that will be from the employee. Country. No, it's not making sense. It's not making sense. It's giving me the same amount. Okay, what I can do is I will make it as a legend. I would rather to make it as a legend. So I'm not doing total rate by country. I want to see count of customers. So I will bring in customers here. And I want to do the count of customers. I'm not going to do it on the, but let's go create. I didn't show you that. Let's create a count there. Create a measure. And then I'll call it number of orders. Okay, number of orders. And that was going to be count. You can see count, it says count the number of numbers in a column. So now I'm going to pass in fact sales because that is where we'll have the true customers that actually made purchases. So because their foreign key is in this. So and then the customer ID or even the other ID, but let's count it by customers. Let's count number of costs. This is not the number of orders, it's number of customers. Because if you use orders, a customer can have multiple orders. But now we want to count distinct, which is just going to be the number of distinct customers that actually made purchases. So counting that, then we can now do another one, count number of orders. Number of orders. And then we can now do count row. This one is going to count everything, and that is the count row. I'll bring that in. You see here, it's a count number in a row on the table, so it's going to count everything, irrespective of if multiple customers or not. So count rows, and that is going to be fact sales. And then you close that. Okay. So now I can do customers by country. And then I can pass in here count of customers. Is that number of customers? I don't want January, I want to see everything. Let's look at customers from, it's going to be the same thing because the years come by 70%. Here is 15% of the 100, which I can change really. You can see that. Let's look at that. It's changing. You see the other figures are changing, but this is not changing. So what I can, that comparison is giving us issue. So what I can do is changes of countries. Let's look at the number of customers that that product is too big as well. So let's change this to I want the country method. They want it for countries. Let's do it by employee. Still giving me the same. 156, 186. It might not be the best way to display this. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? Achieve that. Change that. Okay. Need to bring in what is called a card. Let me bring in a card. I want to do something else. Here's a card for display, and I want to bring in average quantity. It's my legend. I want to change that to style. I want to change. Okay, I want the label. I don't want the title. In the label, I want that. Reduce that to 9. I want it to be bold. On the size of this to reduce. Okay, done. The meeting of the week done. All right. This I'll need my font size. Yes, we need to change the font size. Where is that again? That's the reason I'm not using that. There's one place where I should be able to change that size and position. Yeah. The locking ratio is high. The height is that, the width is that, which is right. Horizontal, and that is right. I don't have alternate text. That's the background. Okay. It's a place I should be able to make a change to this. Oh my God. Choose. Is this visual? Category level is that. Don't let me waste time because time is fast spent. I'll leave that. I'll come back now. So I want to copy this and paste. So paste, you can do that. And I want another one. Another one. Want another one. Okay, that's my average. And this one, I'm going to change it to my mean. Change that to my mean. Okay. Change that to max. That. Others. And then that to involve customers. So it's counting the same. Okay, I know what to do. The number of customers and that. Okay, I'll change this script, number of customers. I'll change it to count. Distinct, that is customer ID in the system, because should change, yes, should change. Okay. So I have that at the top. So I have my total quantity by category. I have my total orders by that. I want to see my total order amount by year. I want to see my total order by product as well, and then you can filter out. So in that one, I want to see it as a what do I want to see it as? Okay, let's do it as I cannot do geographical location because I do not have the coordinates. If I have the coordinates, I can do it by geographical locations as well. So let's do it. This is value is going to be that's product category. This one sales by employee. Let's do employees. That is okay. That's by year. Total revenue. Let's do by employees full name. So here I want to stay along the legend. Okay. There's so many things that we can do, but I'm just cutting short because of our time. This is employee, so I don't need this anymore. So I'll change this to which one have we not categorized? We've done employee. Okay, we've done product. We've done this shippers. Let me change it to shipper. Let me see. Okay. Okay. You can see by each shipper. That's done that. That's done that. That's done that. And in 1997, it's changed. Okay, in 1998, it's changed as well. You see, there's nothing in 1999. Okay, yeah, all right. Yeah, this is not perfect. And then you see that I want to do a bit of things. Let's do a bit of things here before we round up. I don't like the contrast. I don't like the contrast here. training. So let's do a bit of contrast on the background here. So I'm not selecting anywhere. I just click on the blank space, and then you can see a canvas setting. You can see the background is white. Right now, I can make a change. You can select any color you want, and then you can build up a new color if you want here with the small colors. And then here, I want to build up something like, I like this greenish thing. I select that and I step out. That should be my color now, but it's showing me because it's 100% transparent. So I can begin to contrast it, and then you can see straight away. So you can bring in the contrast. Okay. So you can see how everything aligns. This one I should be. In this, I'm not liking this. Let's drop the height to 60, let's see. Okay, now still coming back to that. I need this visual order. Should be able to change the direction in there. I should be able to change this. Should be able to change this. So I want to put in a bit of aesthetics into it now. This one also, you can make changes to the background. Go back inside the background, you can change the background. Let's select what we had here, and then this one to here, and then you can select that as well, and you can bring the transparency to 50%. And you can see the text in here is not showing again because of the change. And what we can do is that we can say alternate text or what is that? So to where my text slides are selecting, make us a drop down selection. Can do that. Values for it. Okay. My value is black. This time I want to change it back to white because of the change in this. Okay, and that's needed as black. Let's do it as gray. Let's see. Okay, that's good. But I want to change this. Background. Yeah, to change. I think a lot of things about. So that is one of the reasons why you need to always keep yourself up to date with Power BI every time because they make changes. They make it a lot of changes, a lot, a lot. Okay, so we have values, slice options. Let's drop down. Okay, that's right. Gosh, I did the header. Forgive me what I want. I want to do this thing properly. Size and position. Okay. For now, let me just leave it. So the thing I want to show you again is to make your work look a little bit more presentable. It's something I do, which makes it stand out, which contrasts it. Okay. And the time is fast. So what I do now is just coming to home, yeah. And then there's where I have this text box. Click on that. And then this text box, I want to fill it up. For my background, I want to do this. And my transparency, I'll probably make it a little bit. Say about 25. And you can type in what you want in here. 25. Sorry. 25. Okay. So this is my text box. I can now take this text box. I'll now lay it over this like this. And stretch it out like this. Okay. As it's highlighted, I'm now going to, it's still highlighted, go into format. And then here you see, here you say send, and then I say send to back, send to back, click on that, and then step away from that. You can see this has come to the forefront now. Let me amend this a little bit. Yes. So this will be laid on top of that. Okay, gives it the border. Let me do this properly. It gives it the border. So what I'll do is I'll come back to this one. I do a, you can't do a copy, so you just do Control V and so Control C and then Control V. So it's made a copy for me, and I'll take that copy. I want to do it for the other ones. But I want to do it for each one separately. Okay, data space. Okay. And then I come back to format again, and then I send to back. Step out of that. Then I'll amend these accordingly. Okay. Okay, so I click on that. With Control V, in Control C rather, Control V. Right. Right. Okay. Amend it as accordingly. Control. Sorry, copied the wrong thing. Oops, undo. Pick the wrong thing. Into the back. The back. And I want to, instead of having to rebuild everything, okay, easy for me to do that this way now. Oh, I don't want you. I want this one. So I can select, multiple select, and then do, instead of having to do it one by one, send to the back. And we do the same thing for them. Okay, and if I want, I can lay these ones also the same thing. And which I'm going to amend shortly. Like that. Press the control key down. Send it back. Let me do two. It looks more appealing this way. This is not finished work, but at least you can see how far we've gone. So just because sometimes it's after night, it's after the afternoon. You see, this is okay, this is right. Let's see if this is coming through. Yes, coming through the right way. So you can see, and then you can have an overview of that same data which we didn't take mindful of before, and then you can see. And if we wanted, we could have even added, if we wanted to do it by day, we can have a more detailed page, which will be another page. This is our first page, and then you can rename the page here. You can see here, you can duplicate this instead of having to, and then you can do a rename. So let's put this one as North Wind. So let's just call it summary page. Summary. Okay. So call it whatever name, that's the name of that. And then you can duplicate it as well. Click on here, say duplicate. And then you can see it's duplicated this. And instead of you having to do it up, you just change the bleachers which you need to do, and then you change the name of that page as well. And the next thing which you have to do after this is to publish it. And that is, this is only available to one person and one person alone at this time, except if you share this PBIX with another person. And the downside to that is that when you share this to with somebody else, if you made any changes to this, the person will not, that will not reflect on that copy. Okay, that person will have to make the same changes on that copy. Okay, but once you publish it, then it goes. So if I click on publish it, it's going to ask me to save, and then it's going to ask me, you see, save, and then I can select. Let me click on save. I'm not giving it a name yet. So what I want to go with, I'll just give it Northwind summary, Northwind reporting report. Okay. I leave it there. It's asking me for the location where I want to save it. I can select there. Okay, yeah, say, okay, save it there. It's saved now, and then it's going back. Where do I want to publish it? Okay, and I can select, because I have a minimum license, so I click on my space and then I select, and then it is publishing right now. So publishing to that. Then while that is happening, let's go to my page. That's done. Let's go to my page, and let's Power BI. My Power BI page is apps, Power BI. To open my Power BI service, okay, so that is my Power BI service, and then my workspace, which is where that's been published to. If I click on that, it will show me what I have there. You see everything that I've done in there. You can see the lineage, my SQL server, the Windows, and then you see the Power BI report, which I've just published now. You can see that image. The ones which I had before, you can see. Okay, so now I want that report, and I click on that open report. And this is what I've published, which is what we've done before. You can see here, I can now share, people can log into Power BI. If we have in an enterprise environment, we will have added security. If I come into This workspace, let me go to my workspaces. This would be workspaces, workspace settings. That's my story because I don't have that. See, I don't have a pro license. I only have I have the pro license, but the pro license is expiring because they're giving me, you see, I have 28 days left because they just upgraded to the fabric. So with fabric, they gave everybody a pro license just for you to get your hands on it, try it and everything. It's only for I think 60 or 90 days, I can't remember. Then so if I come back into my monitoring reports here, you'll be able to see, that's my deployment. Yeah, my workspaces, it should be I needed, you know, this workspace. It should let me see. You see the two pages, the duplicate and the current page, because I duplicated it, I didn't cover it. If I go back and do something else shortly, where is that? Your workspaces. Okay, it should be where it should allow me to have security settings. They've made a lot of changes, which I'm not familiar with yet. There's a place where I can add security. That's at the semantic level. Yes, security. So here you can see, and had if I had the Power BI, if I have row level security, there's a kind of data I don't want some certain people to see. I can create what is called the row level security. They may ask you this question in interview as well. Okay, so if I go back to my workspaces here as well. Okay, yes, because I do where the one I have the pro license on, I should be able to see, and I will be able to train practical workspaces. No, I should be able to add users to it, manage permissions. Yeah, you see, now you can see that's my email address. I can add a new person if I have that. So this is where you add users to it and you add them by their email address, your company email address. Once you add them, they can have access to that report. And not just that, instead of in organizations, you don't say you have hundreds of people that will need access to this report, then you need to be adding them individually. And when there's a need for you to remove somebody, you have to go back. So what normally we would do is you have a user group, we call it Active Directory groups, which your IT will have created, and then you add the Active Directory to this report, and then everybody within that Active Directory group will be able to have access to this report. And if anybody within that group left the organization, you want to remove permission for that person, all they have to ask IT to go in, and then they will just remove that person from the Active Directory, and all their access will be gone as well. Okay, so that is that in a nutshell. So if I come back to my workspaces, then I can go and view my report. So now that same report, if I come back in here and that's this report, okay, that's been taken. And I don't want this page to show again. I said I don't want it. What I do is I click and then you can see hide. I click on hide. It puts that I with a cross here, puts it across. That means it's not going to show in blue. And then I click on publish again. It's going to ask me to save again. Save yes. And then it's going to publish to the same space. And when I go back in there, that's done. When I go back in there, I only see one page now. Start now. I do a refresh on this. And if I open that same report, open report, no, it should not. This should not show. I should not show. Hold on one sec. Yeah, it shouldn't show.
I think you forgot to click replace when you saved. Just close that window.
No, I've clicked on save.
Yeah, no, but you are supposed to now, you didn't click replace. When
No, I
did
don't need
you
to
open?
replace. There's no need for replace. Click on publish, save. It will not give me a replace. You see, this is that. My workspace. Click on that. There's nothing for workplace.
There's a,
Oh, yeah, but it's once I click on, you see, it's either replace or cancel.
yeah.
So, and it published the other time. Click on replace. See that? You see? So once it's done that, it's done that. So click on it. Click on that. Refresh. Should be one page. Okay. Yeah, you can see because it's only one page, there's nothing showing up here anymore. And you can see, you can change that. You can select whatever you want. Right. And that's it. So that is where we're going to stop.